Hey, how you doing? Chris here again with another video about marriage fitness. In this video, I want to talk to you about dealing with marriage problems and kind of how Mort Fertel teaches you how to deal with your marriage problems. The way that he teaches is actually a little bit different than most traditional marriage counselors actually teach. First, before I go into this, I just want to tell you a little bit about myself in case you don't know who I am. About 5 or 6 years ago, my wife and I, we were driving home, and she turned over and she looked at me and she told me that she didn't love me anymore. She told me that she wanted out of our marriage. She was throwing in the towel and she was done. So, that was a shock to me, but at the same time, it didn't really surprise me because I had spent so many years destroying our marriage with drugs, alcohol, partying, staying out all hours of the night, keeping her up, worried, stuff like that. So it kind of didn't surprise me that she was done. But it did shock me. It was a shocker to the system. So we did try a little bit of traditional marriage counseling, but what we found is that we were, basically what we found is we were paying somebody to sit there and listen to us talk about all of our problems, and he really wasn't getting anywhere with us, helping us to get through our marriage problems. So, what happened is she ended up saying, okay, no, I'm done. I'm not even doing this. I'm not doing this marriage counseling stuff. This is basically BS. So I went online and I started to look around for different ways that I could solve my marriage problems. And I started looking at different programs available online and stuff like that. And I ended up coming across a program by Mort Fertel called Marriage Fitness. If you don't know what marriage fitness is, you can actually click the link just below this video. It'll bring you over to marriage fitness. But anyway, so I ended up finding marriage fitness, and originally she started going through it with me, and she listened to a couple of the audios and stuff like that, but really she was so checked out at that point that she really wanted nothing to do with it. So I went on, I continued by myself. It was just myself doing this. And at the time that I started, we were living together. Then she ended up moving out, getting her own place, taking her kids with her. And it was a few months down the road, I was actually on the phone with my kids. And at this time, I didn't feel like what I was doing in marriage fitness was really working. There was some stuff that seemed to be working, but at the same time, there was a lot of stuff that I really didn't know was working, and I wasn't really trusting the system and trusting what Mort Fertel was teaching. But I still kept implementing it and working hard, and there was times when I had to step back and kind of reevaluate what I was doing and then just keep pushing forward. But anyway, so a couple months down the road, I was talking to my kids on the phone, and when we were done talking, then she told them, okay, tell Daddy that you love him. And then afterwards, she got on the phone and she told me that she loves me as well. So within a couple months from telling me that she doesn't love me anymore and she wants out, to telling me that she does love me, and then from there, we were able to work on things. And we were able to deal with our marital problems, deal with our issues. But the way that Mort Fertel teaches to deal with your problems is to actually take your problems right now, the problems that you're having right now. Well, the traditional way is to take your problems and start dealing with those, really hash them out, really see what's going on, and get down to the root of those problems. But basically what Mort Fertel teaches is to take these problems and actually table them, put them on the back burner, and start working on more positive relationship building habits, and basically start, like he talks about it like little bricks. like you're building a brick wall, so you build up this wall, and it keeps getting bigger and bigger with these positive relationship habits and stuff, the positive things that you're doing in your marriage. But what happens when you start having problems is you start knocking bricks down. So if you're not building up with positive relationship habits, then what happens is down the road, all of a sudden you don't have all these bricks built up to be able to protect your marriage. You don't have that brick wall built up to be able to protect your marriage. So you end up, even sometimes the littlest, smallest issues end up being blown way out of proportion, and you can't even seem to get through those. So anyways, like I say, you have to take those problems and you actually have to put them aside, and then you have to start working on building more positive relationship habits. Work on touch charges, talk charges, stuff like that. Marriage Fitness with Mort Fertel actually teaches this kind of stuff. So anyways, like now, 6 years later, my wife and I, we can look at stuff back then that were huge issues back then, and we can really have an in-depth conversation now and really talk about things and really deep down in our hearts understand exactly where one another was coming from back then. And yeah, things aren't an issue anymore because we've been able to build up that wall. And it's not to say like we don't come up with problems now, but the thing is we've built up this wall so high and we've built such a strong foundation that we are able to push through and work through all of our problems and issues. We kind of figure out which ones to deal with now, which ones to kind of put on the back burner and deal with at a later time, stuff like that. So anyways, if you enjoyed this video, click the subscribe button, like my Facebook page if you're on Facebook, comment down below if you want any help or you want any questions or you have any questions about marriage fitness. And if you've ever gone through marriage fitness as well, I'd like you to comment down below. Let me know what your experiences are with it. And if you want the 7 secrets to fixing your marriage, it's absolutely free. Click the link just below this video. Get 7 secrets to fixing your marriage. And I'll see you on the next video. Thank you. Talk to you after.